You can be successful and impact no one. But if you're significant, you're impacting many people.
When you have the chance, when you have the time, always give back. This is how you pass the torch. If you don't have nobody to do that, how was your program, or how as a people can we move forward if we're not together?
We have been working in empowering people. Now the tables have turned on us. They're transforming their own communities. 15 years later, the community is now healthy to say that we have been empowered and we are now having enough courage to transform our own community.
Merry Christmas and welcome to Diaspora Life. My name is Pasil Telewa.
And I'm Chris Omala. Merry Christmas to you wherever you are, from home and abroad. We hope that your day is going on well. Welcome to our Christmas special.
Thank you so much, Chris. Talking about Christmas special, we understand Christmas is a season of giving or being kind to the other person. I'm aware you took part in a number of charity events, and I would like you to tell our viewers what really happened.
Indeed, Pasil, I took part in 3 events. So 2 events back in the US. One of them was really participating in a 5K run. This is the community coming together to raise funds to support some charity in Nakuru. And also I took part in a Nyamachoma event organized in honor of the visiting people from Water is Life in Kajiado. So as you know, the spirit of giving and the spirit of Harambee is well and alive back even in the US.
I hope you enjoy this bit of us.
That's awesome. Many Kenyans living abroad, especially those who are gainfully engaged in any activity that earns them a decent livelihood, consider themselves very lucky. They are constantly aware that they live in countries that afford them countless opportunities to prosper and develop not just themselves, but their folks back at home as well.
I am here so that we can celebrate the 10th anniversary for Emmanuel Orphans, which is a non-profit organization formed by a few Kenyans here in the diaspora. And basically what we do is try and reach out to those kids in Kenya who have issues raising school fees. As most of the people may be aware, maybe Americans may not, school may be partially subsidized in Kenya by the government, but the majority of the kids that we support go to boarding schools, which is in itself a very good thing, because when they go to school they are guaranteed of 3 hot meals every day. They wear the same uniforms, so nobody is going to look at them any differently or judge them for whom they are.
Why do you think it's very important for the diaspora to give back to the community that made them who they are in the first place?
I think it is only right and morally responsible for you to give back to your society. That's the only way we'll be able to reach out to more, that will be able to reach others. Basically, when you reach out to one, it becomes a domino effect. You don't know how many they will help. And we have had stories of kids telling us, you guys have become my parents. When I'm able to stand on my own feet, I'll be able to reach out more beyond my own family. So it's important that we continue to do this. And this comes from the Harambee spirit, from where we come from. Most of the people who are here came here through fundraising from our friends and our family members.
This is the reason why at the end of every year, as Christmas season kicks in almost every state that has a significant number of Kenyans, you'll find many organizing themselves either in religious worship places or state parks to raise funds to support charities back at home. It's early morning on a beautiful late fall weekend in Glasgow, Delaware, just a few miles from my home. Those of us who live near gather at our local park to support Regina Kariuki, our compatriot who has organized a 4K miles run to raise funds to support one of the charities she recently founded during the COVID-19 pandemic.
My name is Regina Rithi, the founder of Upendo United Foundation. Upendo is a Swahili word that means love, and our desire is to fulfill humanity's greatest commandment of loving one another using our core values of love, give, serve, and connect. Our mission is to support orphans and vulnerable children with education, food, clothing, shelter, and medical needs. I shipped a container from here to convert it into a library. That library will be used for these kids to be able to access books, both hard copy, which we have shipped over 3,000, and also virtually. I do have 2 connections so far from here, US. Those 2 individuals are willing to teach kids in Kenya computer coding and computer repairs from here.
Giving back to charities or supporting the less fortunate in society is in the DNA of every Kenyan, especially those born and raised in Kenya, where the Harambee spirit, a policy of pulling resources together to support charitable activities, is a way of life. But for those born and being raised in the US, today also provides a great opportunity for the organizers to pass on life lessons on the importance of giving.
But with that, I want to also invite Louis Nixon here. The reason I have him, as I continue to share the story of Upendo, I talked to Nixon a couple weeks ago, and one of the things that sat with me is how he's learned the power of giving back. And today, I feel it's important for us to be able to teach, not just run, but let's teach these kids the power of giving back. And with that, I welcome Nixon here.
Thank you, Regina. Thank you. So I won't take too much time. I know everyone's excited about running 3 miles, right? So we'll get to it. So like she said, we connected like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I thought we were going to be talking about real estate, right? And we talked about God and giving, right? Which is much more exciting than real estate. So in that discussion, I told a story of her when I was in high school, about 16 years old. I was playing basketball. And you kids, you probably know when games are on, you'll see people line up for the national anthem, not Pledge of Allegiance, but national anthem. And during the national anthem, I would always close my eyes and I would pray and say, God, if you help me, I promise I'll give the glory back to you. Meaning, you help me, I'll give it back in the way that you want me to give it back, right? And so I believe in that moment, what I really was asking God, and I didn't realize this until I got older, was that I wasn't asking God to be successful, I was asking God to be significant. And there's a difference. Successful is a personal thing, right? You can be successful and impact no one. But if you're significant, you're impacting many people, right? And so that's what you all are doing here today, right? When you finish this 3.1 miles, you're gonna feel an instant of success, right? But that'll go away after a minute or two. But what you're doing here to help Regina and Upendo will last for a long time, which is significance. So for you young kids, you're gonna hear people say, hey, you gotta be successful, and you want to, right? But tell yourself, I want to be significant, meaning when I'm in class, I want to help other kids. When I'm in sports, I want to help other kids on the team. It's not just about me, all right? So have fun. I'm looking forward to meeting all you guys, and thank you, Regina, for having me.
The Ubuntu spirit of I am because we are, and that for whom much is given, much is also expected, is still alive and well among the Kenyan diaspora.
This is the give back. This is every coach that I had tells me, when you have the chance, when you have the time, always give back. This is how you pass the torch, like Regina said, passing the torch. If you don't have nobody to do that, how was your program, or how as a people can we move forward if we're not together? It's all about togetherness. It doesn't matter race, creed, whatever you are. We all human beings at the end of the day. All right? Especially around these times. We have to come together.
Yeah, so I've been going to Kenya for the last maybe 4 years and have developed some very good friendships with men there. And once I started going, I just wanted to keep going back. I will be there January through March of 2022. So,
oh, great. So, yeah, you'll find me there.
I'm escaping all the snow here.
Yeah,
this crazy guy, he's coming to the snow. I'm running away from the snow. So I'll look for you. Or you'll be in Nairobi.
Baba na mama, rafiki wote. Hi. He has forgotten Swahili, so he's like, hi, I'm Jumbo.
A few miles away from Glasgow Park in the city of Bear, A few Kenyans also gathered to welcome a Kenyan family from Kajiado County that is visiting the US to thank those Americans who have supported their Water for All initiative under the Water for All program that is based in Kajiado County.
Hello. I'm Colleen Neithran, the U.S. Program Director for Water is Life Kenya. So while Joyce is over and Maisha are working over in Kenya, putting the wells in and working on the livestock as a business and all the water projects, and, I'm here in the U.S. with volunteers and a couple of part-time people that we work to help raise the funds.
Today, though, no money is being raised here. Rather, some nyama choma for guests who know so much about goat meat. Today, they're just letting a great evening full of laughs.
Welcome back to the show. Now, Chris, tell us, how was your experience spending your time with the kids? They were children, right? In Kisumu.
It's actually, this is a charity based in Nyalenda in Kisumu.
Yeah.
We've been, as the Kenyan community, we've been supporting this charity for more than 10 years. And personally, I've covered events concerning that. So I took time as part of my Christmas charity giving, spend time with the kids, just to know about how the charity has done. One thing I would like to mention, personally, before even we roll the tape, is this charity is wholly supported by Americans. And what has happened is that it started as a small place, but they have completely transformed the village.
Amazing.
So it goes even beyond the initial orphanage, now affecting the whole region, in fact, almost to a county.
Wow.
Very interesting story.
So interesting.
After driving for more than 7 hours from Nairobi, we arrive in Kano Plains Nyamasaria Center in Molem Village near Ragumo Chiefs Camp, where founder and director of Maisha International, Beatrice Williamson Atieno, is making her speech after assembling the local community to raise money to relocate and expand a healthcare clinic that now serves not just the Maisha campus, but the whole village.
In America.
In America. I've known this beautiful girl for more than 10 years.
Yes.
I've been a friend of Maisha for more than 10 years. I've attended meetings, fundraisings in America.
In Oklahoma.
The last one in Oklahoma, when our beautiful young men and women came and entertained Americans. It's my honor to be here today, to spend this day at Maisha. I really wanted to know where Maisha is and how our kids are doing.
Yes.
Like somebody said, I know for sure that Maisha has transformed not just only this small area here. The reach for Maisha goes beyond this area.
Lodwa.
In fact, even beyond Kisumu. Now it's a countrywide thing, and I can't be proud of any other person than her. We live in the diaspora. For most of us, we are privileged to live in places like America, where $10 make a big difference. Mm-hmm. It can transform somebody's life.
For the first time in 15 years, our community have caught the vision, and we are hosting our first annual fundraiser here to relocate our medical clinic from where it is situated. As I said earlier, our medical clinic is situated next to our classes. And when we built this hospital in the beginning of our inception, it was built to serve our students. But there's no hospitals around us here that is better than what we are serving. So we opened our hospital for the community, and because it is where it is situated, it is not very much okay for the hospital to run just as adjacent to the school. So the community has taken charge, and they are passionate about doing their first building project without donor funding. And I want to repeat that. 15 years later, the community is now healthy to say that we have been empowered, and we are now having enough courage to transform our own community. And that just blesses my soul to death. It blesses me.
You can never rely on donor funding. Mm-hmm. Remember what happened during COVID?
Yes.
What would have happened if Maisha just relied 100% on donor funding.
We could have been closed, yeah. We could have been closed right now. Like, legitimately, we could have been closed. So many NGOs and so many small community-based organizations like Maisha, their doors are closed. But because our community embraced and took ownership for what is happening here on ground. During COVID, we survived COVID. There's not a single person in this complex that have been diagnosed with COVID. We have not had a single death of COVID. But we are so blessed because with the ability of our community embracing what they have here and not looking at this is somebody else's thing, they claim it, this is our thing, they are now giving back to their own community. On this fundraiser today, Chris, I'm really blessed because I am seeing our own fellow students that are still in college right now and in secondary school, doing Arambe today. They're giving 50 shillings. I was shedding tears to hear a name like Enoch Ocello. This is a very impoverished boy in this community. He is graduating college right now, but Enoch is I would say that if you know those people who are pathetic of the pathetic, that's where this boy has come from. And he gave 500 shillings because he knows that is his very best. It blessed me, and it reminded me in the Bible when the woman that did not have much and just took for Jesus oil and said that this is all I have. This is my greatest treasure. And so when you see students embracing the vision and they know where they came from, I was rejoicing for 50 shillings that a student brought and wrote. Not that I did not embrace the 100,000 or 200,000 that was or pledges or whatever, but that 50 shillings was his very best. It was his very best today. So the community has caught the vision and they are transforming their own community. If you look at our mission statement is, we are committed to empower people to transform their community. We have been working in empowering people. Now the tables have stand on us. They are transforming their own community.
Beatrice and I have had long and reflective conversations about involving the local community when it comes to charities that raise majority of the funds from foreign donors. This is not just a smart move to ensure that the community embraces and owns the projects, but it also guarantees sustainability in the event donors pull out for whatever reasons. It was therefore gratifying to see how seriously Beatrice is taking this initiative.
It is important for the diaspora to give back because all of us diasporas, maybe just a few, but majority of us are diasporas. When we went to US, somebody helped send us there. Personally, me, when I was coming to US, my ticket, we did a fundraiser in this community and I was raised for $180 from this community. They raised that money, 180. That was only 18,000 shillings at that time. So that means that when I was coming here, I left my parents on debt because my dad had to go look for a loan somewhere for me to get that air ticket. So I want to encourage my fellow diasporans. Do not forget where you've come from. Think about paying forward. Think about giving back to your own community where you've come from. And if that community is not existing, find communities like Maisha where we can embrace the support and you can track where your support goes to. If you have an organization that you're supporting and you have bright girls that are in danger, I want you to come. Let's share our dormitory. Let's put kids in this safe space so that they can have a conducive space to live and a conducive space to go to school at. Don't wait until you have it all, because we will never have it all. Just start now. This community-based organization has expanded to an NGO organization because we are serving children in this complex today from Kibera. We have Elizabeth. This girl was doing her homework while she was selling njugu, peanuts. This njugu, you roll it in the thing and you put it like that. And I'm seeing that, and she's legitimately doing her homework because her mother had broken her leg in an accident, did not have money to go to the hospital. Elizabeth has been here for 3 years now and is thriving to the most. That's why it is important, us as diasporas, to always think about where we came from. And I keep saying that because that is the only simplest way I can really say it. Don't forget where you come from. Don't just see things we see around or even on social media and just brush it off that, that doesn't matter to me because it doesn't concern me. It concerns you because that is your neighbor. Our medical clinic is situated right next to our school. Before, it was designed to serve our school. Right now, it is open to the community. It has a ward of 35 beds. It's open 24 hours. And we are serving people from 25 kilometers radius away. And these people walk sometimes or take bicycle. So it's a community-based medical clinic that is an inpatient, outpatient. We have 100 plus people living with HIV/AIDS that we support in our clinic. We have 72 people living with children under 18 with disabilities that we care for. Right now, mental health is one of the biggest things that we see that the people living with the disabilities are struggling with the most. And besides HIV/AIDS and besides people living with disabilities, we also have 60 children under 18 living with sickle cell disease in our medical clinic here that we care for. We sponsor this group of vulnerable people with NHIF health insurance so that they can have ability to, anytime they're sick, don't have to be sitting at home because they don't have money to go to the hospital. They have an insurance that they can just go to the hospital, not just Maisha, any hospital. I'm gonna give a shout out all my friends in USA. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I love you guys. If you're a supporter of Maisha, this is what you help do. Chris is on ground today, and this is actually what you guys help do. A lot of diasporas partner with Maisha in different ways. Some of you actually sponsors our kids here in school. I know diasporas that pick up 3 or 4 kids. Continue doing that so you can give us ability to continue serving most of these vulnerable kids.
That was a really nice piece from you, Chris. I think you can give me an overview of how you used to spend Christmas back then in Kenya and how it has been since you moved to the US, because you've really changed.
So I don't know if America has changed me or I've changed. But again, you know, Christmas in America is very different from Christmas in Kenya.
Oh yeah.
Remember the days when we really were very excited about Christmas. We looked forward to a new outfit, new shoes.
Yeah.
Good food, for instance.
Exactly.
You know, I'm from Ingo, so kuku that day was in plenty. But in America, what happens is that Christmas falls during winter. It's very cold. Majority of the people won't even leave their houses to go out and enjoy Christmas because it's either snowing or it's freezing. So that's the difference. And another thing I noticed the difference was that, you know, back at home, for instance, you see this tree, Christmas tree, is made of cypress.
Oh yeah.
And I kept on wondering, why do we have so many trees? Why only cypress? When I went to America, I realized they use this because during winter, every tree completely dies off. The only tree that remains is cypress. So that's at least some of the anecdotal differences between Kenya and America.
Yeah. You know, for me, Christmas meant good food, because when the year begins until it ends, you look forward to the year ending, because you know that day there's going to be some chapati, you know. We're going to have perhaps some sausages for breakfast and eggs, things that we never used to have on a daily or normal occasion. So Christmas meant so much because there's hope for new food, you know, new and good food when you're a baby. And if you are lucky, will be bought for clothes and shoes. And so Christmas really, you know, was an occasion to look forward to. And of course, as they bought you those clothes and shoes, you have to go to church, Chris. I don't know if you do the same thing.
I do. Definitely I'm still Christian. I'm still Catholic, so I go to church.
Yeah.
And but you know, the most important thing, before we forget, is that this is a period of giving to those who are not as privileged as we are. Because can you imagine a society where you just have only the rich, and the rich that just take care of themselves? That's why this story about giving back is very important to us, as not just as a show, but as a country, because even in the Bible, God asks us to take care of those ones who are not able to to take care of themselves. That's why this show is very important, and this episode specifically, we thank those ones who have participated, and we ask you, wherever you are today, please celebrate, but remember that there are those ones who don't even have a meal today as we celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ.
Thank you so much. That's all we had for you today. Make sure you join us again next time, same place. I would repeat, it's gonna air every Saturday, 5:30 p.m. Kenyan time on KTN News. We don't want you to ever miss an episode. And follow us on our social media handles at Diaspora_Life on Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. And you can follow me at Pasil Telewa on Instagram and Facebook, Pasil Telewa. And let's meet. Let's make this conversation as interactive as possible.
Thank you very much for sharing your Christmas with us today, sharing your time, your resources. Hope to see you again next week as we bring you more stories from the diaspora.
Until then,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.